I believe it's going to change thousands of people's lives. Hey guys, welcome to the third part of this training for the goal-getter mindset. This is the exciting one. This is the one I'm most excited about because you're probably having the groundbreaking like, oh my god, this is why. And now I'm about to tell you the tools that you can do to start changing and making it a reality, okay? So this is little Ella, or this is you, or this is whoever. You know, you're at the stage now where you're a bit sad. Well, you're not sad. Okay, let's change that. You're happy. Okay, you're happy because you've discovered the reason as to why your desires aren't reality yet. But you're a little bit sad, or you're a little bit like, okay, I want to start getting my dream reality right up here. The happy, truest, highest version of myself. I used to call it the higher version of myself. You know, I used to be like, oh, it's the highest version. But now I just deeply down believe it's just your truest version ready to come out and shine, because I find when it's a higher version you kind of put it on a pedestal to almost be impossible, and that the person you are now is weak, and I don't like to think of it like that. I just think it's our truest self, you know, the person we were meant to be during the child before all society put on limiting beliefs and experiences and negative things that made us feel trapped, because limitation is nothing more than a practice that too many good people practiced every day until it became their reality. So we're gonna unravel all that. So what you're going to need to do, of course, I've told you, is you need to align your emotions with your desires. But what you firstly need to do is to distinguish what is the story you hold for yourself. You know, what are the limiting beliefs that are holding you back? Because so much people are so used to them, they don't think they're limiting beliefs. So the first one is distinguishing that. So the first one is distinguishing, you know, your story, your self-image. How do you view yourself from a third eye? How do you view yourself? Do you view yourself as lazy, as productive, you know, successful, a failure? What do you view yourself as? Because that's going to be in direct correlation with your actions and what you're going to attract. So what you need to do is distinguish. You know, distinguish what are the limiting beliefs I have myself? You know, what story do I cling on to in the past that isn't true? I'll give you an example from me. Okay, when I was younger, I dated this boy. And he turned out to be, I mean, we were kids, but at the time he was a little silly. Okay, so I made up this story in my head that all men were going to betray me. Okay, and this was a story I would cling on to for ages. And what happened? Every guy I saw, I would go goodbye. No, I wouldn't even let them into my little bubble, because I thought they were going to betray me, when I didn't realize it was just a story that I was clinging on to in the past. And I was reliving that story every single day and approving it and making every reason as to why it was right and justifying it. And that's more of what I was getting back, even though I desired a good guy. And they were all in front of me, but because of this story I was programming in my head and telling myself every day, I was pushing away my desires like a tennis racket, hitting them all away, okay? So you need to distinguish what is the story in the three main pillars. I like to use health, wealth, and relationships. Or if you want the fourth to be happiness, because a lot of people sometimes sabotage their happiness and everything like that. So distinguishing what stories you hold in health, wealth, and relationships. The thing about this is that's interesting is majority of the time they actually all link. So maybe you just don't feel worthy of success. So then you kind of bat off wealth and you bat off relationships because you don't feel worthy, and you don't feel worthy of a good body. You know, they all kind of link, okay? But the most important thing is to ask yourself, how do you feel when you hear the word health? You know, do you go, I can't do that? Like what does your mind think of right now when you go, oh, do you want to get six-pack abs? What's the first thought that comes to your head, okay? And then write it down. Same with wealth. Some people get so weird about money. You know, they think maybe some people have beliefs that if they're wealthy, they're disgusting and that they're selfish. Some other people think that it's just pointless, or some people think that it's impossible, or that there's not enough money to go around. Whatever, what's the thought you have? Distinguish that, okay? And then relationships. You know, do you feel worthy of love? You know, a lot of people, they attract the same type of guy all the time. You know, they attract the same guy who has the same traits, and they go, why me? Why do I always get this negative guy into my life? And it's because it's actually what they believe they're worthy of, okay? So it's fascinating, because we are the ones controlling all of this, and we don't even realize. And this is why it is so powerful, because once you figure this out, you literally can have everything. I think society kind of distilled this belief that, you know, you can't have everything, or life isn't fair. And I believe life is full of abundance and there is enough to go around. And if we realize the unlimited potential within ourselves and the energy that we have within ourselves and how that draws it back into our life, we will become magnets. I don't want you to be thinking, how do other people view me? I want you to really deep down go into your core and say, how do I view myself? And be really nitty gritty, get to the raw point. I promise you it'll pay off and it'll be beneficial, okay? And that's one thing we talk about in the course, but nonetheless. Then the second part is the tactics, okay? The tactics, the things that have changed my life, that literally are the reason I get up in the morning. They're my favorite part of the day, the favorite part of freaking every day. So they are the tactics. So what you're going to need to do is to implement daily tools and tactics to get your frequencies and your vibrations way up high, way up high. And so that's what's going to magnetize in your desires. So you're going to want to implement daily practices, daily tactics, the tools, because once you've distinguished your story, then you can start using the tactics to change your story so that you can get to this and make it a reality. And for so long, you know, I desired all of these things that I currently have. You know, I desired all of them. I really wanted them. You know, for years I would, you know, sit at home in bed and I'd be like, I want this so badly. You know, I want to be confident in my own body, which I now am. And for so long that was something that I really struggled with because I didn't eat well. Another thing was, you know, I wanted to start a YouTube channel and start my own business. And for so long I didn't believe it was possible. And then I started changing this. I started changing and, you know, changing my whole story. And it was really crazy because it all came into the reality. Like it blew my mind how everything up here one day is now physically out in the world, in the reality, and I'm living what I wanted to live 3 years ago. And it's just so powerful, our minds and the thoughts we feed ourselves every day, the emotions we're emitting, the feelings, whatever we focus on, you know, whatever you focus on grows. So majority of the people, 98% of population to be exact, are focusing on what they don't want. And then they're confused as to why it keeps showing up in their life. Because it doesn't matter. You could be giving something you hate just as much energy as you're giving something you love. You know, it's all where you're putting your energy. And it's crazy because once it starts to come into the physical reality, like once your desires actually start coming out, it's so mind-blowing because you're like, this stuff works. Like this stuff is legit. This is the recipe to anything you want in life. Anything. It all starts up here and travels all the way down your body. You know, Steve Jobs, iPhone started up here. Now it's in everyone's hands in the world, you know? And it's crazy to me because I watch the things that I write down every morning and every night that are unraveling and really turning into my life. And I'm just so grateful. And I want to give these tactics and these tools and these gifts to you too, because I believe everyone deserves to live out their fullest potential and to live a life beyond their wildest dreams. And that is why I created the Goal Getter Mindset Academy. You know, for years I was studying every self-development book under the sun. I was trying out every single tool, every single tactic. You know, I struggled for years. You know, I was depressed, I was anxious, I had psoriasis all over my body, I was not in good shape, I dropped out of high school, you know, I drank alcohol and was drinking and partying all the time, and I was able to take myself out of that and completely go onto the other side of all of that stuff. And it took me, you know, listening to hundreds of hours of podcasts, thousands of YouTube videos, literally hundreds of self-development books, and you know, everything under the sun that you can imagine, I've watched, I've listened, I've ingested, I've tried, and I've really just figured out the main principles that you need in order to start, you know, changing your mindset so that you can actually attract what you want into your life. Because once we realize the incredible amount of power that we have in our minds, and the power of our thoughts, and the power of our emotions and our actions, and you know, everything we do, that is what dictates where you're going to be in 2, 3, 5, 10 years down the line. So that is why I've created the Goal Getter Mindset Academy. So I'm super excited for the people who decide to do that, because those are going to be people that are going to get the results. Those are the people that are going to succeed way beyond their dreams and really transform their lives. And I'm like super excited for people's transformations because I know this stuff works. Like, I'm so confident that all of these principles in the course work. The 5 weeks of training, they work, and people are going to come out completely different people, and they are going to achieve what they want to, and it's going to blow their mind. And I'm just super excited that I've created this piece, because I believe it's going to change thousands of people's lives, and I'm super excited for you to embark on the journey. So for the people who are willing and, you know, are willing for change and they desire change and they're ready to know, you know, take their power back, take the power back into their hand and start achieving the dreams that they actually want, because it's literally possible. I think that's something I needed to hear years ago. I just needed someone to tell me it's possible, because for so long I didn't think it was possible. I'm here today to tell you that it is 1,000,000% possible. So if you are interested, you can click the link down below and get access to the Academy. It is a 5-week training program. There is worksheets, there is pin-ups, there is everything under the sun, hours of trainings, all the secrets, all the tactics, all the tools, all the mindset shifts, all the activities that you need to do to attract your desires into your life. You know, become a magnet to your goals, you know, get them. You know, a lot of people have this diss about goals. And why I called it the goal getter mindset is because you actually get the goals, you know? You don't set them and you don't achieve them. You're actually going to get the goals by applying the mindset that I'm teaching. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this three little mini course. I hope it gave you value and it opened your eyes up to the possibility that anything is possible and that you deserve to achieve everything beyond your wildest dreams. So thank you so much, and I will see you on the other end of your transformation.